What is up, guys? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video prediction, my August, or I should say October, prediction video. Now, I know we can, California, we have to discuss that because I feel pain, but I have a few reasons. I know I got it wrong, yeah, whatever. Let's get this out of the way. My personal prediction was like D plus 9, D plus 10. I thought personally, with what the polling was showing, based on the margin of error from 2020, I thought it was going to be, 10 point loss for the recall, aka a 10-15 point win for the Democrats. As of now, it's like a D plus 25 race as of now. I looked more into the statistics. The only reason Newsom won was because Democrats spent like 5 times the amount Republicans did in the recall, or something absurd. So that's the biggest reason I got the recall wrong. Turns out fundraising and spending does matter for governor races, and I did take that into account for a couple races. So for my punishment, I'm just going to get rid of California. It's safe, Democrat. Those people are nuts. I don't know what's wrong with those people. I mean, Biden only had an approval rating of 56%, yet the recall fails by 25. Seriously, people? What is wrong with you people? It just boggles my mind. But we got that out of the way. Safe, Democrat. And before we continue with this prediction video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes, let's try to hit 365 likes on this video. That would be greatly appreciated. And yes, so now we got to get right into the 2021 gubernatorial races. Let's look at New Jersey. Phil Murphy is going to win, but by a likely margin. I am saying Murphy wins by 8-9 points. After the debate that Jack had a couple nights ago, I mean, he just bombarded Phil Murphy. That was one of the funniest debates I've ever seen. Folks, there's close races in New Jersey for New Jersey standards. I do believe Murphy's going to win, but after that debate where Murphy was gotten caught off guard with the certain comments he made in the past about in the California of the East Coast, that might bite him in the ass, because there's a lot of those moderate liberals, or whatever you want to call them, that, they're like establishment shills, and they kind of like Joe, right, but they really don't like the progressive nonsense, and I think there's going to be a lot of the Jack voters that are going to go for Tarantini. That's why I believe it's a likely margin. And also some fundraising numbers. It seems Democrats are doing below average, below expected. So it's going to be a close race. Now, Virginia. This race is going to come down to the wire. I'm staying right here. Now, here's what's happening. In Virginia, even when you take out Youngkin's personal funding, he's leading in fundraising in the state of Virginia. Where the certain McAss is leading a fundraising is California, New York, Illinois. The regular folks when it comes to this. Folks, Virginia's to be tight. And even the polls are showing, Murphy's not Murphy. McAss is not even cracking 50%, let alone like 45%. Some polls show the race with Youngkin even ahead, or within 1 point. So I think that race is going to be close. But as of now, I hate to do this, but I still think a 2-3 point win for McAss is going to happen. Maybe one less. That could happen. But it's just so hard with Virginia because 2017 the polls sucked. They said like the race was within 2 points. They were off by like 8 points. So it's a tough race, but it sounded like it's a close race either way. That's why I'm saying it's like a 2-3 point win. Maybe a point win for Youngkin. But again, unless the polls keep showing that this race is like tied or something like that, then maybe we can move it to tilt. But it is teetering on the brink of being tilt. So we got those 2 races out of the way. Now let's get to the 2022 races. Alaska, Idaho. Let's just get the regulars out of the way. These races are not going to go Democrat. I'm pretty sure I had Iowa safe last time, but for sure it is safe now. New polls came out that showed yeah, the Iowa governor, pretty popular considering. I mean, Kim Reynolds is one of the more popular governors in the Midwest. There was actually a poll that came out, and even more popular than the clowns in Minnesota, but that's just me saying he's a clown, because he is. But Kim Reynolds, one of the more popular governors in the Midwest, and she's solving the issues, and she's in a red trending state in a red electorate. That's the recipe for success. So she's going to win by at least 10 points, maybe even 15. Now, for Democrats, a safe state will be Hawaii. Illinois, Republicans, they really don't have jack shit there. Maryland, because Republicans, again, they don't have any candidates that could really win at statewide level. New York, and I'm going to say Rhode Island. Those are the races I do believe that would be safe Democrat, again, no matter what you did. And again, I'm not saying, Connecticut's going to flip or anything like that, but these are races that more than a 10-point win for the Democrats, and I have no doubt about it. These races, no matter what you do, they're going to go Democrat. Now, for the other safe states, for the Republicans, I do believe Texas is going to go R plus 10 to R plus 25. Depends who the candidate is. If it's Huffins, right, or West, anybody, it's going to be at least a 12-point win, all right? Maybe worst case scenario, 10-point win, but if it's a bot, she's going to win by 25. Let's be real here. He won by like 16 or 17, I believe, in 2018. In a red electorate in a state that is openly revolting against the Democrat Party, I think that's reasonable. And Huffins, if he goes against Beto, he probably wins by 20 points. Some polls came out that showed Beto's the most hated person in Texas right now. So, it could be that kind of election for Texas. It's an intriguing state. It deserves its own video. Now, for Oregon, safe Democrat, that's too many Californians are moving to Oregon, and not the conservative ones. No. The San Francisco Knights moving to Portland. I absolutely hate those camps they're creating in Oregon. Just these brainless camps swarmed with Antifa. This is what we get for not having good education in America. But again, that's a safe Democrat race. And for likely Democrat states, I do believe Connecticut falls in that range. Republicans just don't have a candidate. Now, if they did, you could maybe make the argument, but I'm saying an 8-9 point win for that clown there. My correspondent James from Connecticut even saying that he's probably going to win, last time I checked, but who knows? It may change. Republicans run a good candidate. Maybe. But as of now, I don't see that happening one bit. Now, Republicans' likely states are Florida and Ohio. Florida, you had some fake polls come out saying DeSantis is down by 8, but Rubio's up by 20. So, we all know DeSantis is going to win by at least 7 or 8. Let's be honest here. He's running against two of the worst possible candidates for Florida. You got Christy Crisp, all right? We're going to call him Crisp, because that guy's lost every race known to man, with all the parties, mind you. No, that's not even a joke. He lost as an independent, as a Republican, and Democrat. Statewide level, so he's not going to win. That's just a fact. He's not going to win whatsoever. He always loses at statewide races in Florida. Ohio, either way, no matter who the candidate is, they win by at least 8 or 9. Borderline safe. It's not going to be close. Now, these are the real Big 12 states that will actually determine some important, policy making for a lot of these states. And the future of these states will be indicated with these governor races. So, let's go to Nevada, work our way to Maine. So, Nevada. I think the guy, I personally believe the governor of Nevada's done. That guy has completely lost it in his own state. He's not going to win. He's flat out not going to win. Guys, folks, Sisolak, that's I think how you say his name. That guy is not a good candidate for Nevada. After what he did with the lockdowns, that's going to bite him the ass big time. Republicans, I do believe, have a solid repertoire of Republican candidates. I think Dean Heller's running, former senator of the state. John Lee, I believe, is running. He's the mayor of North Las Vegas, if I'm correct. So Republicans have a good amount of candidates. for the state of Nevada. And same thing for Arizona. I do believe Arizona is going to be another one of those states where, it's going to be a Republican state. You got Carrie Lake as the front runner now. She's epic on the issues, and she's pretty popular in the state. She got Trump's endorsement. Now, I know the Basement Caucus is mad about it. They wanted Kimberly Lee, or Yee, however you want to say her name. Nobody knows her. But Lake, on the other hand, solid on the issues, well known in the state, and very electable. So, she's going to be the nominee going against freaking, I hate the Democrats candidate. You all know Katie Hobbs. Everybody hates her. She's awful, but she's going to lose by like 3 points. Hobbs, 3-4 points. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be hilarious at the same time. That Hobbs are going to get exposed. I hope they do a debate, and we just do a live stream for it. That would be hilarious, but that's here or there. New Mexico. That's a tough one. Now, I know that Grisham's running again, and Republicans, as of now, I think they have 2 or 3 solid candidates for the governorship. Now, Mark Rinchetti is rumored to be running. There's no evidence to say this, so I think Grisham pulls out. Grisham's not popular. Let's get that out of the way. I mean, there was a poll that came out that showed her like a 45% approval rating. But again, it's New Mexico. Republicans don't really have that oomph candidate that can really, be a local celebrity. I mean, they got a couple solid ones. They do got a former U.S. Army general, I believe. Like Zantini, I think his name is. So Republicans have candidates, but for New Mexico, I just don't think that's enough. If Rinchetti was running, I would say tilt R. But as of now, nothing. Palos is going to win Colorado. That's not even competitive. Republicans are going to win Kansas. I don't care. I really don't care. Well, 2022. Kelly won because of a fluke. That's what happened. Republicans have good candidates there. Now, Minnesota. Waldo, whatever you want to call that clown, he's going to win by like 4 or 5 points. He's not the most popular, but Republicans, again, they don't have the good candidates. There's like one good candidate running. Not a good sign for Minnesota, but if it's Jensen, who's the Republican candidate that's actually good, I think it could be closer, but who knows? It all depends who Trump endorses. I hope he doesn't screw that up. Wisconsin, my home state. Cleefish is running. Now, I used to mock her because I hated her in the past, but her campaign so far been 10 out of 10 brilliant. She's going to be the nominee, not that weird QAnon libertarian candidate. So I think that Evers loses by 4 to 5 points. Cleefish is solid. Has a solid platform running a blue-collar message. And as Wisconsin correspondent, I could say that she's going to win. Evers is done. Now, Michigan. We're going to have Whitler versus James Craig, former police chief. That's what's going to be the race. I personally think Craig will pull it off. As of now, I think he wins by like a half point or so. Now, is it possible that he loses? Absolutely. His campaign so far has been iffy, to say the least. He has not had the best candidate campaign so far. But I do think he pulls it out, though. Pennsylvania. Republicans have former good candidates like Lou Barletta. I think that's how you say his name. Barletta? Yeah, it's Barletta. He's good, but recently he's been awful. Don't look at his Twitter page. But Republicans do have a decent amount of candidates, and Democrats have, I think Brian Sims as their only declared candidate or something like that, some no-name state representative. Now, there's a chance that Shapiro jumps in and tries to win the governorship, but I don't know. I still think that if Barletta keeps running like he is right now, he's going to lose by a half a point. So as of now, I'm going to have Pennsylvania's tilt D. Only reason is because Barletta has been having a terrible campaign as of recently. Don't look up his Twitter page. It's been awful. Now we have the great state of Georgia, Peach State. My opinion is this. It comes down to who is a Republican nominee. If it's Vernon Jones or literally anybody, I mean, even David Perdue, I think would be a solid candidate. If it's anybody but Brian Kemp, I believe a 2-3 point win. So I'm going to have his tilt. as of now because there is a primary going on. It's all going to come down to who Trump endorses. Now, I am hoping that he either picks Perdue or Kemp. Not Kemp, I should say, hopefully Perdue. I don't trust Jones. And if Jones proves himself, absolutely take him. But I think Perdue could cause some kind of shift in Georgia. Now, again, we could talk about what happened January 5th. I don't like him on a lot of issues, but at the same time, you know, some issues like immigration, he's probably was the best senator. I mean, he wanted to cut legal immigration in half. Perdue is pretty good, and if Trump can convince him to run, I have no issues. But again, he is establishment, kind of. So I'm going to say tilt R for now, because there's too much uncertainty for who the candidates will be in Georgia. New Hampshire. I think either way, Republicans win that race by a tilt margin. Maine, I think that even with one of the best former governors running in Paul LePage, I do believe LePage will lose as of now. He was pretty good for Maine standards. I mean, for Maine standards, he was probably one of the better governors when he was one. But as of now, I just haven't seen it to see that LePage can win. But as of now, this is my current governorship prediction. So as of now, we have 3 or 4 flips: Nevada, Kansas, Wisconsin, Michigan. With some states, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, and Maine, are going to come down to the wire. Those are going to be the main states, especially these 5 up here. They're going to be the 5 main states for some certain issues, especially like a constitutional convention possibly happening. It'll be interesting. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.